How deep can humans really dig? I mean, think about it. It's a question that takes us from the familiar ground we walk on to a world that's honestly more alien than outer space. So today, let's go on a journey. Straight down.
We've explored the deepest parts of the ocean, and we've peered out into the farthest corners of space. But what about the ground right here, right under our feet? What kind of secrets is our own planet hiding, just a few kilometers down? Because here's the thing, digging into the Earth, it's not just some engineering problem. It's a real journey into a totally hostile alien environment. And to really get what we're up against, we first need to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of our planet.
All right, Section 1, a fascination with depth. Let's try putting the planet in perspective.
Okay, so the distance from where you are right now to the very center of the Earth is, wait for it, over 6,000 kilometers. That is just a staggering distance. It's this vast, mostly unreachable world of rock and metal and heat we can barely even imagine.
So, with that massive number in your head, 6,000 kilometers, how far have we actually managed to get? Have we even made a dent? Well, let's take a look at humanity's most ambitious dig ever. Next up, humanity's deepest hole, the Kola Superdeep Borehole. For this, we're heading over to Russia, to the site of the deepest artificial point on Earth. I mean, this was a monumental scientific project that really pushed the absolute limits of what anyone thought was possible. So after decades of drilling, this project hit a final depth of 12,262 meters. That is over 12 kilometers straight down. I mean, what an incredible engineering feat, right? And it's still the world record today. But how deep is that really?
Well, that record-breaking 12.2 kilometers, it's less than 0.2% of the way to the Earth's core. We have barely, and I mean barely, scratched the surface, which leads to the really big question. Why'd they stop?
And this is so interesting. They didn't stop because they ran out of money or lost their ambition. Nope. They stopped because the Earth itself literally pushed back with forces our technology just couldn't handle. And this really gets to the heart of the challenge of digging deep. Okay, Section 3, the planet pushes back. We're talking about the twin giants, heat and pressure.
So let's tackle challenge number 1, extreme heat. It sounds simple, right? The deeper you go, the hotter it gets. But in reality, this is a massive, massive barrier.
And it's all because of something called the geothermal gradient. Basically, for every kilometer you drill down, the temperature jumps by about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. And as you can imagine, that adds up really, really fast. And here's the real kicker. At the bottom of the Kola borehole, the temperature hit 180 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to bake something, and it was double what their scientific models had predicted. At those kinds of temperatures, strong metals start to weaken, electronics just fry, and the rock itself, well, it starts to behave in really weird ways. All right, so if the mind-melting heat wasn't enough of a problem, there's the other giant in the room, pressure. Just think about the weight of all that rock above you. It creates an environment that just wants to crush everything in its path. The consequences here are just mind-bending. The pressure is so intense that solid rock actually starts to behave more like a thick plastic fluid. So the very hole you're trying to drill, it can start to slowly close in on itself, squeezing your drill bit. Equipment gets absolutely crushed, and the risk of some kind of catastrophic blowout from trapped gases is just immense. It's a constant, brutal battle against the planet's own immense weight. So, with all these incredible challenges, is that it? Have we just hit our absolute limit? Well, not quite. Scientists and engineers are already dreaming up the next big frontier, a journey to the Earth's mantle. Yeah, to overcome these twin giants of heat and pressure, we're going to need a serious technological leap. Forget about just physically grinding away at rock with metal drill bits. Future tech might use things like plasma torches or high-powered lasers to literally vaporize the rock, completely bypassing the mechanical limits we have today. And this ambition, it's not new. Way back in the 1960s, a project called Project Mohole tried to reach the mantle by drilling through the much thinner crust under the ocean. Now, it didn't succeed, but the dream is still very much alive. The ultimate goal is to one day drill deep enough, we're talking maybe 20 to 35 kilometers, to pull up the first ever physical sample of the Earth's mantle. Okay, next section, why we keep digging, the payoff for pushing the limits. This all begs a really important question, right? Why? Why spend billions of dollars on such a difficult, dangerous task? What's the payoff for all this incredible effort?
Well, it really boils down to three huge motivators. First, there's just pure scientific discovery. Getting a sample of the mantle could totally revolutionize how we understand everything from volcanoes to earthquakes. Second, geothermal energy. If we can drill deep enough, we could tap into a virtually limitless source of clean power. And finally, of course, there's the hunt for valuable resources that might be locked away deep, deep inside the crust.
But, we have to be realistic. While reaching the mantle might, one day, be possible, reaching the Earth's core is a whole other story. With temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun and pressures millions of times greater than what we feel right now, yeah, that remains firmly in the realm of science fiction.
We always seem to be looking up at the stars for the great unknown, don't we? But this quote just hits the nail on the head. One of the most alien, extreme, and unexplored environments in the entire universe is right here, just beneath our feet. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As our technology gets better and we learn to push just a little bit deeper, what other secrets, what other marvels is our planet just waiting to reveal to us?